Hey, we're doing something a little bit different today. I didn't write a script for this movie. I don't even have notes. Um, I watched a film, and I just feel like I need to talk about it, so I'm gonna talk about it. It's I Know Who Killed Me. You might have heard about this movie back in like 2007 when it came out. It was absolutely hated. It won a bunch of Razzie awards, which hey, Razzies don't actually mean anything, but it can be an indicator of like where culture was at the time. And it stars Lindsay Lohan. It's it was supposed to be this like transition for her into more adult roles, right? Of like she did the Parent Trap, she did Mean Girls, she did Freaky Friday, all those like kids or teen movies, and this was supposed to be her transition to like more adult stuff. And the film is like it is so ridiculous. I understand why everyone at the time like hated it. I also think a lot of it is kind of unfair towards Lindsay Lohan. She was going through a lot of addiction issues at the time, and culture was just savage back then, especially to like the it girls, right? People loved seeing the former teen stars that just fall apart, right? And we've I think now realized that like, oh, this being a child star is very, very hard, and things like that. And hopefully, we're at a better point in culture around that stuff. But I want to actually talk about this film and like, uh, it is mind blowing. Okay, it is a mind blowing picture. I don't mean that in like the way that like, oh, this is the greatest film I've seen of all time or whatever. In fact, it might be one of the worst movies I've seen in a long time. But it's so fascinatingly bad, and aspects of it are good. It reminds me a lot of Giallo. And it's clearly inspired by like Brian De Palma, who was inspired by Giallo. And I think it has a lot of. I would not be surprised to no. I would not be surprised to hear that the director and writer were like very into Giallo. It actually reminded me a lot of uh, the Dark Glasses picture, the one that Dario Argento did last year, which I watched and thought it was pretty bad, but I had a lot of fun with it. And this is kind of how I feel about I Know Who Killed Me, but I Know Who Killed Me is at least like stylistically interesting, and it's I mean, there's enough stuff here that is actually good. I just want to get that out of the way before I even talk about what the movie like is. I like the very very like stylized color saturation of this thing where they use a lot of blue and reds. I like that a lot. And I like Lindsay Lohan's performance a lot. She plays two roles, and she does a good job in both of them. I feel like, and now to tell you what this film actually is, it is about a girl. She is like a perfect model, like high school student. She plays the piano. She's into writing. She goes missing, and then comes up like someone discovers her in a ditch like 15 days later. But is it actually her? Because this girl that they discovered, she looks just like her, but she's not Aubrey. She's not the girl, the high school girl. She says she's Dakota, and she is missing an arm and a leg. And here the mystery comes in. Like, why is there two Lindsay Lohans, right? And why has seemingly both of them been kidnapped, right? And the like, oh my god, this movie, it like, okay, so everyone thinks that this Dakota character is like, they all think she's Aubrey because she looks exactly the same as Aubrey. And Aubrey's parents come to the hospital. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna take you home." They take her home. They take this this woman who says she's not their child. They take her home, and she meet like there's so much stuff here. There is so much stuff here to dissect. Okay, so everyone just kind of says, "Oh, well, you this must have been a very traumatic experience for you. It sucks that you don't think you're Aubrey anymore, but you're clearly Aubrey. We're just gonna go with the fact that you're Aubrey." And the fun part is that the character that's actually there, like Dakota, the character that Lindsay Lohan plays here, like she does not give a shit. She goes along with it, but she does not give a shit. She hooks up with the boyfriend of Aubrey. Like Aubrey's boyfriend hooks up with someone that looks exactly like Aubrey, but she's missing an arm and a leg, and she's telling him, "Hey, I'm not Aubrey," but they still have sex. They have sex while like the parents. It's like a comedic thing, and it's like this is horrifying. Like this woman is like taking over Aubrey's life, and like what is going on? What is going on with this movie? I have no idea. It is so fascinating, and here's the thing, like there's enough good stuff in here that I was on board. I think some of the acting here, not by Lindsay Lohan, but by other characters, is like truly awful. But it's so fascinating because the movie looks so slick and it's so well directed and so well shot, and you're like, but why? But why is this acting so bad? Like especially from the boyfriend, some of the other like characters that are supposed to be Aubrey's friends. It's just mind blowing bad. And then there's this thing. Okay, then I have to talk about the fucking ending of this movie that I'm not going to spoil, but it has one of the most ridiculous reveals I've ever seen. And I'm like, I was cackling by the end of this. I was cackling. It has a supernatural angle to it, which is like actually kind of fucking disturbing, but they play it for like some of it they play for laughs, some of it they play for horror, some of it they're trying to be like so many things at once. I actually read that there was like a 3 hour cut of this movie where and it's like, okay, I could not handle 3 hours of this movie, but like I see how a 3 hour cut of this movie exists because it tries to be so many things. It tries to be a supernatural thriller, it tries to be a procedural, it tries to be like a weird like black comedy, it tries to be a teen movie. There's so much stuff here. There's so much stuff, and I need people to talk to me about this film because I'm pretty sure I've come around to like absolutely loving this movie. But it is bad. It is bad, but I think I love it. So please help me help me talk about this film. I need someone else to like someone who's seen it recently. Like don't talk to me if you've seen this back in 2007, said you hated it. Go watch it now and like just be in this state that I'm in right now. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.